So in the month of September and October, there are three news. Okay. First news article relates to smart policing. Okay. And there is about the Naga peace talk, and then there is about this attack on critical infrastructure, Kudankulam nuclear power plant project के ऊपर जो T-track करके एक अटैक हुआ स्पाईवेयर का, that news is about that only. ठीक है. So first thing is that smart policing. Okay. So can anyone tell me what does smart means usually? मतलब leave aside कि यहाँ पर जो smart का एक abbreviation है, and there is a explanation given in your material कि what does smart mean here in particularly smart policing में. But as such, like when we have this phone and then we have this smartphone, we have TV, we have smart TV. So any application or device, what is that transformation which happens, then only we term that device as a smart device. So just for the sake of understanding ki, what do you mean by smart device or smart phone? Advanced technology again is very vague and abstract. ठीक है? Advanced, so there will always be an advanced technology, but there must be some line beyond which the type of technology or type of functionality which adds to a device, then only we call it a smart device. थोड़ा सा अगर आप सोचेंगे तो you can definitely, I just want you to think in those direction, then only this entire smart policing will make sense to you. Otherwise, जिस तरह से इसमें दिया हुआ है, those things are, मतलब nothing new is there. Most of the time आपने सब सुना हुआ है कि like जो भी उसमें बातें दी हुई हैं. But in order to develop that sense कि what, how is it different from the usual or the conventional policing, so for that you need to understand the concept of smartness that is very famous nowadays. Efficiency will definitely an outcome of, like you say, a phone and a smartphone. Smartphone is more efficient, more matlab, efficient at everything that a usual phone do. But apart from that, there are certain other characteristics which are associated. Think about it. More automation. Okay, can I say that there is a greater amount and much greater amount of processing of data. ठीक है? In single time or unit time. ठीक है? In a particular unit time, there is a much greater amount of processing that happens in a smartphone as compared to this conventional, or for that matter, smart device. ठीक है? Take an example of TV, smart TV and the normal usual TV. There is much more processing as compared to the previous one. ठीक है? So data processing is one characteristic which usually happens in a smart device. Again, here I'm not strictly talking about policing as such, just talk about what any smart device or what does this tag smart bring. ठीक है? So greater amount of data processing. Then I'm not getting what you're saying. Slow and steady to fast and accurate. ठीक है? Like you can. It's when it will be definitely the processing is much more processing is happening of data or anything. It will be faster, no doubt. ठीक है? That's not different from what we have considered till now. Huh? Reducing the complexities. It just make things better. It doesn't reduce the complexities. Complexities will enhance with the technology. With as such, it doesn't reduce anything. Like think about your previous phone, Nokia 11, and today's smartphone. कौन सी complexity से reduce की? Complexity reduce नहीं की है. It had enhanced the interactiveness. ठीक है? Interactive and responsiveness has much more enhanced as compared to the conventional usual devices. ठीक है? Take TV, normal TV and smart TV. You can interact in so many ways with the smart TV as compared to the usual TV. that is much more responsive. ठीक है, you can give a lot more input and you can get a lot more information in a smart TV as compared to the normal TV. ठीक है, so greater in interactive and responsive. ठीक है, any smart device, the much more data processing. And third thing can be termed as the variety of task, that it can does. ठीक. ठीक है, एंड हियर द सेम, वो जो एक किसी ने बोला था कि रिलायबिलिटी एंड ठीक है सिक्योरिटी, तो दैट थिंग कैन ऑल्सो बी रिटन हियर कि वेराइटी ऑफ टास्क विद ग्रेटर रिलायबिलिटी. ठीक है, नाउ टेल मी वन थिंग, व्हेन यू हैव टू प्रोसेस अ लॉट ऑफ डेटा, ऑफ कोर्स यू नीड इनपुट, ग्रेटर इनपुट. जस्ट अभी जितना मैं आपसे बोल रहा हूँ उसको उस इन पे सोचने की कोशिश करो, देन आई रिलेट कि हाउ दीज थिंग्स कैन रिलेट टू द स्मार्ट पुलिसिंग. व्हेन यू हैव टू process a lot more data, then if of course you need a lot more data as an input, then only you can process, right? Fine. Now come to this smart policing. If you look at the definition which is given in your document, then what is smart policing वाली heading में जो second point है, again if you go into the news में कुछ ऐसा खास नहीं है. Vice President like supported कि this is an idea whose time has come and that's why we should be serious about smart policing, and as an initiative it was started in this particular conference of DGPs in 2014 by Prime Minister Modi. ठीक है, so इतना ही है न्यूज़ में, but as such if you want to understand the concept of smart policing, then second bullet form में जो लिखा हुआ है उसमें स्पेशली कि it involves interventions incorporating application of evidence based and data driven policing practices. ठीक है, evidence based and data driven. So can anyone tell me what does it mean, evidence based and data driven? इन दो terms का फ्यूचर डेटा तो कुछ होता नहीं है. ठीक है, डेटा पास तो पास डेटा ऐसे बोलने की वो नहीं है. बेसिकली द डेटा दैट यू कैन गेट, मतलब एज मच ऑफ द डेटा मीन्स व्हाट, इंफॉर्मेशन, इन दैट फॉर पुलिसिंग सेंस इंफॉर्मेशन गैदरिंग. ठीक है, एंड टू प्रोसेस दैट इंफॉर्मेशन, एविडेंस बेस्ड, दिस प्रैक्टिस ऑफ एविडेंस बेस्ड पुलिस प्रैक्टिसेस, इसका मतलब होता है कि व्हेन वट एवर डिसीजन और वट एवर स्ट्रेटजी यू आर मेकिंग टू counter a particular security threat or particular to basically to deal with the particular situation, you should not use the bookish method. Like एक किसी भी पुलिस की एक ट्रेनिंग इंस्टीट्यूट होते हैं, in those training institute they are trained to perform certain tasks, they are trained to deal with a certain security threat, and they are trained to, मतलब they have been given certain kind of training to deal with certain issues which they are supposed to encounter as part of policing practice. So evidence based means कि you need to in a way customize your practices as per the prevailing conditions and the data which is out there in your vicinity or in your work field. That is evidence based police practices. ठीक है, कि whatever you are doing that should be backed, मतलब that decision of yours should be backed by some sort of evidence and the data available on the ground. तो एक अगर सिंपल लैंग्वेज में बोला जाए, एक सिंपल भाषा में इसको अगर बोला जाए कि एविडेंस बेस्ड एंड डेटा ड्रिवन पुलिस प्रैक्टिसेस या पुलिस जो भी इसमें पुलिसिंग प्रैक्टिसेस को अगर बोला जाए, टू स्ट्रेटजी एंड टैक्टिक्स इन ऑर्डर टू प्रिवेंट एंड कंट्रोल क्राइम, it means कि whatever you have been taught and whatever are the standard practices to prevent crime and various security threats, you need to test, verify before applying those practices. You need to verify ki whether those practices are effective in this work area or not, and if there needs to be some sort of customizations are needed to be done in those usual standard practices, then that should be done only after due research and by gathering certain data and intelligence from the community and the work, मतलब basically in that area whatever is your jurisdiction. ठीक है, ये मतलब होता है evidence based and data driven policing practices. Now, so now you see basically evidence based and data driven का मतलब है कि आपको बहुत ज़्यादा input की ज़रूरत है to verify कि your standard practice whatever it is efficient and is workable in this particular situation and in this particular area. तो उसके लिए आपको data processing करनी पड़ेगी. ठीक है, डेटा प्रोसेसिंग का यहाँ पे मतलब कि अगेन कि वॉट एवर इंफॉर्मेशन यू आर गैदरिंग की द पर्टिकुलर काइंड ऑफ क्राइम, जैसे अभी कल परसों किसी मिनिस्टर ने एक डेटा रिलीज किया कि क्राइम अगेंस्ट विमेन आर ऑन डिक्लाइन. सो जस्ट बिकॉज वन सेंसेशनल crime happened somewhere, that should not be the parameter to determine कि what is the status of security of women. ठीक है, so बट होता क्या है जनरली पुलिसिंग और इस तरीके की जो पुलिसिंग है उनके काम को किस तरीके से एक कोई भी बड़े इंसिडेंट्स के बेसिस पे उनकी परफॉर्मेंस को जज किया जाता है, उनके परफॉर्मेंस ऑन दे ऑल्सो दे मेक देयर स्ट्रेटेजीज ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ द पॉपुलर परसेप्शन. They also many a times they are or not that much responsive to a particular threats and particular situations, but at times they are more because there are more popular accountability. There is a political pressure, and then they also become much more responsive to certain situation. So that is the idea कि your responsiveness, your efficiency and your performance जो एक तरीके से appraisal है, that should not be मतलब that should be scientific, that should be done scientifically, and scientifically means कि that should be evidence based. ठीक है, now so there two things are मतलब after इतना सब के बाद दो चीज तो तय है कि that is कि you need more input. Input means more information, basically information about what, about the community or the work area basically in which you are going to operate. So you need more information about the area or community. ठीक है, how much more information can be arranged or can be like for police department, how can they gather much more information than what they are usually getting? What can be the ways to do that? ICT basically, ठीक है, not just social media, entire ICT, information and communication technology, and that includes internet-based various other platforms, mobile app-based platforms, social media, your जो भी आपके जैसे CCTV cameras, ठीक है. So all these ICT-enabled devices or ICT-enabled platform and ICT-enabled services can provide much more information to police. मतलब this is the basically a technological based initiative that can be taken to provide much more information what usually available. ठीक है, and second thing और भी कुछ किया जा सकता है. Community policing as in concept आप लोगों ने पढ़ा हुआ है. Community policing कम्युनिटी पुलिसिंग किसी ने नहीं पढ़ा हुआ, कभी सुना भी नहीं है इसके बारे में. कम्युनिटी पुलिसिंग इज बेसिकली अगेन अ जेनेरिक टर्म. इट मींस कि व्हेन यू आर इन्वॉल्विंग कम्युनिटी इंडिविजुअल इन परफॉर्मिंग द पुलिसिंग टास्क. ठीक है, अब इसका मतलब ये नहीं होता है कि आप उनको वेपनरी प्रोवाइड कर रहे हो या उनको पावर प्रोवाइड कर रहे हो. व्हाट हैपेंस इन सच वेरियस मतलब community policing based project has been undertaken in various states. ठीक है, तो वहां पर क्या होता है कि they involve individuals, the beat constable. ठीक है, beat constable is the individual who is the utmost important and the critical link between the police department and the community. Beat constable. Beat constable is an individual who goes around here and there and look after ki what is happening in a particular area. ठीक है? So those beat constable do get community policing में क्या होता है कि you involve individuals. Police personnel will go to a community and they will inquire about what is happening in the community and what are the issues, and if if anything unusual has been observed by someone in that community, so they will basically in community policing you bridge the gap between the community and the police. That is the ultimate utility and ultimate aim of undertaking these community policing project. ठीक है? So community policing can also be another way through which you can get much more information that is available for this evidence-based and data-driven police practices. ठीक है? So ये concept है smart policing का. अब इसमें जैसे greater interactive and responsive, or now this greater interactive and responsiveness can be brought in how? It can be actualized by like social media platform. Nowadays, on Twitter, almost every district SP, IGP, DGP, all those police personnel are available online, so you can interact with them. So only when the ICT technology का ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा use कर रहे हैं जब आपके police department, then they can be much more interactive and responsive. ठीक है? This variety of task it can perform variety of tasks. How? Can anyone give an example? See, awareness making. जैसे पुलिस का ultimate role तो है कि to maintain the law and order. That is the ultimate and core purpose of police department. But variety other tasks जैसे कि awareness development about a particular crime and the law. अब जैसे अभी बोलते हैं कि अभी जो current news में है कि the women this sexual harassment and the rape for these, अभी भी कई लोगों के statement आई कि more stringent laws is the need of the hour. While the laws are much more 1,000 times stricter post 2013, 2013 निर्भया केस के बाद laws are 1,000 times stricter and they are very harsh and stringent, but even then, just because people do not have awareness about those laws, if somebody does not know what has been the change brought in after 2013 and what is the level of punishment, then how that individual will deter and that level of deterrence will be generated among the individuals. And just because people do not know and they somehow end up in committing those crimes because they do not know the repercussion of committing such an act. ठीक है? So that kind of awareness generation. इसके अलावा many a times it happen like various social practices, social evil and in villages and in backward areas, various kind of social evil practices happen. So police can, again, there also kind of proactive intervention can happen by the police department. So all those things will happen only when more platform for the interactions are available. More information about the community is available to the police department. Policing is not a long-term measure, it's a short-term measure. That's what you're saying. What do you mean by that? No, again, I think you are very strictly taking that into this rape and sexual harassment issue. Okay, again, we are talking, when I'm saying about this, so that was just an example, but again, if you know, if there is a law, and that law, there is no awareness about that law, ki what can happen under that law, then that ultimate law का या किसी भी punishment का purpose क्या होता है? What is the purpose of having any punishment for a particular crime or activity? Huh? To change the person, change कोई सिर्फ law को देख के नहीं होता है, deterrence. That fear कि अगर मैंने ये किया, so those will be the ultimate outcome, or those will be the ultimate repercussion out of matlab, due to that particular act. Again, I'm not saying that that is the only way to deal with that problem. All I'm saying is this part, this institution can play in order to deal with that problem. That problem is having multiple dimensions. So this is one aspect in which this department or this organization can contribute constructively or positively. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that is the only solution. ठीक है, समझ में आया? तो आपको स्मार्ट पुलिसिंग इज मतलब ठीक है, यहाँ पे कुछ उन्होंने स्ट्रिक्ट और सेंसिटिव और मॉडर्न एंड मोबाइल और कुछ कुछ बोला हुआ है. दे हैव मेंशन ऑल दोज एक्रोनिम्स. सो नो डाउट यू हैव टू रोट मेमोराइज, बिकॉज अगर मेंस में क्वेश्चन आता है स्मार्ट पुलिसिंग का, तो यू मस्ट मेंशन दैट स्मार्ट acronym abbreviation which is given there. But this is the idea, and eventually you should understand first hand, then only you will be able to write this there in the exam. अब जैसे इसमें कुछ कुछ लिखा हुआ है कि benefit and challenges, तो देखो ultimate benefit of that entire smart policing is what? मतलब it will be your entire policing will become much more effective and efficient. ठीक है, जब उनके पास ज्यादा इंफॉर्मेशन होगी, वो इंफॉर्मेशन को प्रॉपरली प्रोसेस कर रहे हैं, देन ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ दैट इंटेलिजेंस और द इनसाइट दैट इज कमिंग आउट ऑफ दैट प्रोसेस्ड इन मतलब प्रोसेसिंग ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ विच व्हेन दे आर टेकिंग अ डिसीजन, देन ओनली वी कैन से कि देयर इनिशियल मतलब दे विल बी मच क्लोजर टू द रियलिटी विच इज प्रिवेलिंग इन द सोसाइटी. एंड व्हेन their knowledge about the society is much more real or the close to reality, then only they will be able to intervene effectively. ठीक है, अब इसके लिए क्या जैसे उसमें बेनिफिट्स हो गया. चैलेंजेस में अगेन द कन्वेंशनल चैलेंजेस विल डेफिनेटली बी देयर. द फंड की कमी होना, कह सकते हैं कि स्पेशलाइज्ड पर्सनल्स की कमी होना. सो ऑल दोज थिंग्स are there, so nothing new in that. Then the recent initiative that has been taken to start or initiate smart policing. Again, smart policing is not a very like कि एक technology है, you implement that technology and then you have the smart policing. That is not the case. Smart policing is the overhauling the entire policing department in the as an organization. You have to work at multiple level, and there are multiple dimensions to which you need to work upon. Then only you can bring in this concept of smart policing. ठीक है, and that's why for that you need like on the legislative front, on the administrative front. अब when you want a effective and efficient intervention at some point, at some let's say in particular crime or in particular problem, then you need to have some sort of specialization. ठीक है, दैट्स वाई इट इज सेड कि जैसे टू एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव लेवल में इसमें जो रिसेंट चेंजेस के बारे में बात की हुई है कि दे हैव सेग्रीगेटेड और सेपरेटेड द इन्वेस्टिगेशन एंड द लॉ एंड ऑर्डर यूजुअल प्रैक्टिसेस जो पुलिस डिपार्टमेंट के अंदर होती हैं. ठीक है, देन दे on the technological front they are bringing this NAT-GRIN in the CCTNS. So basically more and more use and reliance over the ICT technology. ठीक है, देन कम्युनिटी पुलिसिंग के कई सारे एग्जाम्पल यहाँ पर दिए हुए हैं, जैसे कि जन मैत्री सुरक्षा प्रोजेक्ट, देन द एरिया सुरक्षा मित्र. ये सब आप थोड़े से याद कर लेना, कहीं भी लिखने में काम आएंगे. जन मैत्री सुरक्षा प्रोजेक्ट केरला में है. देन एरिया सुरक्षा मित्र दैट इज इन कर्नाटका. फ्रेंड्स ऑफ पुलिस मूवमेंट इन तमिलनाडु. ठीक है, देन दिस सांझ केंद्र इज इन पंजाब. तो ये सब community policing के examples हैं. Again, policing still is a state subject. Now there are recommendation कि it should be bring into the concurrent list so that the मतलब there should be some sort of commonality among various police organization, and but of course they should be customized as per the individual state requirements. So that is community policing. If you have any doubt or if there is anything which is mentioned in the document and you are not, and that is not making sense to you, you can ask me now. क्या can you criticize what? like you can, of course there are shortcomings in their functioning, there are various lacunas in their, there are various problems with the functioning of policing, okay, fake encounter and all those things are there. But I'm not getting your question ki like how can you criticize, like the criticize the concept of smart policing or policing, matlab police department as in. So of course, if someone asks you what are the problems of police department, there can be that kind of question. What are the problems in 21st? Like, can we say that the police department is equipped and trained enough to deal with the problems of 21st century India? So there are various lacunas and problems and lack of various, मतलब again जैसे कि they are supposed to be very tech savvy, but यहाँ पर तो specialized personally available नहीं है, ठीक है? So such kind of shortcomings and problems are definitely there with them. You can talk about them. Hmm. Declaration of federal crimes. वही मैंने बोला, जैसे हमने बोला कि there should be some sort of commonality throughout the India. Basically, police is the primary organization which is responsible for your internal security of this nation. You understand? Police is the one and only organization which is responsible for the internal security of this nation. They are the primary responder in every internal security threat, whether it is of the terrorist attack, whether it is any big economic offense, whether it is any sort of internal security threat you can think of, police is the first responder to that situation. And that's why when you, again the security, there are certain crime and there are certain aspects which are common throughout the country, and that's why there should be some sort of federal offenses should be declared so that we can have one single response to such laws. Because otherwise what happens ki when police has to act as per the state police act, which is different in all these states, so it becomes difficult for police to coordinate on such offenses which are common throughout the country. Okay? And in a sense, basically not just common, in a sense they are threat to the internal security of the country. Okay? That's why they are saying that this is a suggestion to declare some sort of scheduled list of federal crimes or federal offenses, okay, which from the national point of view are very important and integral for the security of country. Okay? Federal crimes. What thing? How data breaching? I'm not getting like who. हम्म हम्म किसकी डेटा में कौन इन्वॉल्व हो सकता है? हाँ हाँ. So they can create fake crime against an individual. See, again, when a government creates a data, ऐसे तो फिर government can misuse anything against everyone, anyone, ठीक है? But things doesn't happen that way. Like when you have, like if someone wants to create a fake entry or fake something, so that can be done offline also. Online में ऐसा क्या है जो offline नहीं हो सकता है? Online is just more reliable, more fast and more secure. मतलब स्मार्ट पुलिसिंग के लिए, स्मार्ट पुलिसिंग को क्रिटिसिज्म नहीं है. स्मार्ट पुलिसिंग यू कैन से कि इट्स अ वेरी ambitious project, and given the existing realities of the police department cutting across the states, it's very difficult to implement. It's a very ambitious project, and like even in this phenomenon or this movement sort of started in 1998 in United Kingdom. This is smart concept of smart policing and evidence-based data-driven policing practices. Okay? And it is even for the countries like US and UK and developed economies, this is a very latest trend. Okay? This is something they are aspiring for. So we should also aspire and we should try to achieve. But again, it's and that too given various constraints. Constraints like still policing is very much a state subject, and the state government has complete control over policing, and that's why it becomes very difficult to create some sort of synchronization and the cooperation between the state police forces of various states. And that's why this having the smart policing, it's not that easy. And given the conventional constraints की police personnel की कमी है, funds की कमी है, training institutes proper नहीं है, तो then the task become much more difficult. Fine. Any issue in this particular news item? Okay, then move on to next from the month of October, Naga Peace Talk. Huh. Privacy threat as such, smart policing do not, वही मेरा purpose था कि do not confuse smart policing with cyber policing or cyber security. ठीक है, मतलब yes, there is a significant emphasis on ICT technology, like ICT enabled services in smart policing, but smart policing is not the, मतलब in totality only the cyber aspect is not there, मतलब that is not the whole. When we talk about smart policing, that is much more about interaction with the community, greater interaction, and on the basis of that interaction, you gather variety of intelligence and then process that intelligence in order to customize your response to the security situations that are prevailing in your community. That is smart policing. ठीक है? So do not think unnecessary, मतलब do not confuse it with cyber security or cyber, मतलब that cyber element will be there. But that is not the whole in smart policing. That is just one significant dimension of smart policing. Okay, so Naga Peace Talk. So आप लोगों को नागा इंसर्जेंसी के बारे में पता होगा? नागा इंसर्जेंसी के बारे में नहीं पता? So let me give you a brief idea about, like, it all started. See, Nagaland and Naga tribes के बारे में कुछ मैं basic features आपको जैसे बताता हूँ. जैसे currently Nagaland is a very literate state, almost 100% literacy is there. Currently Nagaland, again this term Naga tribes. Naga tribe is not a one particular tribe, but Naga tribe constitute many tribes. There are prominent 19 tribes, but apart from these 19, there are many other. ठीक है? So exact number is not documented anywhere, but as such, there are 19 prominent Naga tribes. Among these 19, 16 reside in Nagaland. 2 reside in Manipur and 1 in Myanmar. Okay. This news item is basically because of there was this deadline, October 31st, to conclude the Naga peace agreement, to basically conclude the final aspect of Naga peace agreement, which was signed in 2015. Naga Peace Agreement 2015, it was signed between, there is this insurgent group NSC and IEM and government of Nagaland or India. ठीक है? This is currently one of, again, there in Naga insurgency, there are many insurgent groups, but this you can say is most significant and most the biggest group. ठीक है? This is one of the NSC and IEM, Nationalist Socialist Council for Nagaland, Isaac Muiwa. These are the name of individuals who initiated, leaders basically. Isaac and Muiwa. So, without going too much into the history, basically this Nagaland and entire northeastern region, they were never fully integrated to even British India. ठीक है? आसाम और त्रिपुरा का अगर आप रीजन छोड़ दें तो एंड रेस्ट ऑफ द नॉर्थ ईस्ट रीजन वाज नेवर मतलब सिग्निफिकेंटली इंटीग्रेटेड टू द ब्रिटिशर्स. ठीक है, एंड दैट्स वाई देयर वाज ऑलवेज दिस व्हेन मतलब दिस 1947 एंड दिस डेकेड स्टार्टेड 1940s एंड ये क्लियर हुआ कि नाउ इंडिया कैन बी अ इंडिपेंडेंट सॉवरेन स्टेट. So then only there was this feeling that we have never been fully integrated to either this colony, British colony. So we are not part of this India and will not be part of this political entity called India. So that's why right a day before, like on 14th August 1947, leader of again this group NNC, Naga National Council, this A.Z. Fizo, he is termed as father of Nagaland insurgency. Father of Naga insurgency. He basically initiated this concept concept of Greater Nagalim. ठीक है? What is this Greater Nagalim? Greater Nagalim is an ambitious Naga state, sovereign Naga state, which comprises the area of Nagaland. उसके साउथ में जो मणिपुर है, उसके वेस्ट में जो आसाम है, एंड उसके नॉर्थ में अरुणाचल प्रदेश, एंड उसके ईस्ट में म्यांमार. सो दिस ग्रेटर नागालैंड कंप्राइजेज ऑफ एरिया फ्रॉम ऑल दी ईस्ट वेस्ट नॉर्थ साउथ में जितने भी स्टेट या कंट्रीज हैं उनके कुछ कुछ डिस्ट्रिक्ट एंड कुछ कुछ एरिया को ये इंक्लूड करता है. दिस मतलब दिस अगेन मतलब एस्पिरेशन ऑफ नागा इंसर्जेंट, ग्रेटर नागालैंड. ठीक है. सो दिस हैपेंड इन 1947. देन इन 1951 दे conducted this referendum and they again they were the one who conducted that referendum and then they said ki the outcome of referendum is this, that all of us want to have a greater independent sovereign greater Nagaland and that's why we should be allowed to have that. And then they again, when that demand was not met, there was again violence. They started violence against the agents of Indian state. ठीक है. Now यहाँ पर एक चीज ध्यान में रखने की है कि when northeast region as a whole was never fully integrated to Britishers or British India, so there was this presence of state agencies was very minuscule and minimum as or relatively that was very far much lesser as compared to the rest of the India. जैसे state agencies किस तरीके से presence दिखाती हैं अपनी पुलिस स्टेशन, ठीक है, डीसी ऑफिस. सो ऑल दीज इंस्टीट्यूशंस एंड ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस वर नॉट दैट मच अवेलेबल देयर एंड दैट्स व्हाई राइट आफ्टर द इंडिपेंडेंस इंडियन गवर्नमेंट, यूनियन गवर्नमेंट बेसिकली दे हैड टू सेंड दिस आर्मी टू टेक कंट्रोल द लॉ एंड ऑर्डर सिचुएशन इन द नॉर्थ ईस्ट रीजन. बिकॉज जो स्टेट पुलिस का कॉन्सेप्ट है वो वहां पर उतना इवॉल्व हो ही नहीं पाया था. ठीक है. Because Britishers never took greater interest in that particular region, and that's why जब violent attack on Indian Army started, they had to enact this law in 1958, Armed Forces Special Power Act, AFSPA. And under AFSPA, again, if you look at the army as an organization, they are not trained to deal with the citizens. Army as an organization is trained to deal with the enemies. ठीक है. So it was not that easy for them to deal with, to maintain this law and order situation, and they needed certain immunities and certain powers to bring the law and order situation in that region, and that's why 1958 AFSPA was enacted, and then in 1963 government gave Nagaland statehood. In between, one more thing happened. If you look at the northeastern region, that is predominantly a tribal region. There are various tribes. For us, it can be कि northeast region और उन जो 7 states हैं वहाँ पर tribes रहती हैं और मतलब basically we are mainstream or mainland Indian society and there is this tribal society. But that is not the reality. Within that northeastern region, there are variety of tribes. जैसे मैंने आपको बताया नागा ट्राइब में आपस में बहुत ज़्यादा कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स रहते हैं, बहुत ज़्यादा स्ट्रगल रहती है एंड इट्स नॉट अ सिचुएशन जहाँ पर कि दे आर वेरी मच इंटीग्रेटेड in that identity of Naga tribe. They are also very competitive to each other. They also fight and they have this violent history of in-group fighting. Okay? So that's why it was never, government was not supposed to have this policy ki that is the northeastern region. Basically, they failed to recognize the diversity of the communities which were residing at that point of time, and that is visible from the fact that in 1954 when state reorganization happened in mainland India, that activity was not performed in that region. In that region there was a single Assam. There was one state Assam, जो आज आपको 7 states दिखते हैं. At that point of time there was only one state and there were 2 UTs. UT of Manipur and Tripura. So basically, जो State Reorganization Commission ने 1955 में किया था, वो क्या? What was, in essence, what was the outcome of that activity? They recognized the linguistic diversity, and the same thing didn't happen in northeastern region. So that was the first time they gave, apart from Assam, they gave a statehood to a particular community or a particular regional identity. Nagaland bana. And then in 1971, they conducted this Northeast Area State Reorganization Act. And now, as an outcome of this act, they created few more states. And then in 1975, in between क्या हुआ कि अगर आप हिस्ट्री देखेंगे इंडिपेंडेंट इंडिया की, 1972 there was this war happened with East Pakistan and Bangladesh came as an outcome. So when Bangladesh was East Pakistan, all the insurgent group in northeastern region were having their safe haven in that East Pakistan. But when Bangladesh became independent, so that was of course having a positive sentiments towards India, and as an outcome of that, they destroyed a significant number of safe havens that were available for the insurgent groups. And that's why 1975 में Shillong Peace Accord signed हुई, because there was a massive surrender happened in between this duration. Shillong Peace Accord. Now this Shillong Peace Accord was very बहुत डिटेल्ड में नहीं थी. देयर वर ओनली 3 प्रोविजन अवेलेबल इन द शिलोंग पीस अकॉर्ड, एंड दोज वर द सेम जो कि आज भी आपका इस नागा पीस एग्रीमेंट में थे, एंड दैट वर कि रिकॉग्नाइज द सॉवरेनिटी ऑफ इंडिया एज एन स्टेट, गिव अप द आर्म्स, ठीक है, एंड बी रेडी फॉर द talk and deliberation, and then we will try to conclude the further final details in times to come. Those 3 things were there in the Shillong Peace Accord. Okay. This individual AZ Fizo, he was not very, he was very neutral to this Shillong Peace Accord. According to him, he neither signed, his brother basically signed that Shillong Peace Accord, but he was not, neither appreciating and not criticizing that. He was very neutral to this development. But then again 1975 के बाद, जैसे कि किसी भी पॉलिटिकल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में होता है, देयर इज अ मॉडरेट्स, देयर आर एक्सट्रीमिस्ट, और देयर आर, यू कैन से कि जैसे कि इंडियन नेशनल कांग्रेस के टाइम पे भी देखा, वो अपने स्प्लिट होते रहे, ठीक है. तो 1906 1997 में स्प्लिट हुआ, देन आपके 1923-4 में हुआ, ठीक है. सो मल्टीपल स्प्लिट्स हैव बीन देयर बिकॉज ऑफ दी अगेन आइडिया कि देयर वाज अ सेक्शन ऑफ मॉडरेट्स एंड देयर वाज अ सेक्शन ऑफ एक्सट्रीमिस्ट. सो सिमिलर थिंग हैपेंड इन दिस एनएनसी जो this individual created. In NNC, a split happened, and in 1980, a new organization came out of NNC, and that was NSCN. Nationalist Socialist Council of Nagaland. Now, this socialist, look at like this community, this entire region was tribal inhabited, tribal dominated. उनको तो क्या पता कि capitalist socialist क्या होता है. For them, nationalism was the ultimate thing, to have a sovereignty, to have an identity, to protect their culture. But this inclusion of socialism or socialist word basically prove the presence or the influence of Chinese government. And that's why again आप एक funny incident बताता हूँ कि जब ये NSCN शुरू हुआ था तो they were very socialist in nature. सोशलिज्म और लेफ्ट कम्युनिज्म के बारे में आपको आइडिया होगा, लाइक दे डू नॉट टॉलरेट द रिलीजन. फॉर देम मतलब रिलीजन इज ऑल्सो अ बैड थिंग, और जो भी कैपिटल मतलब दे आर सर्टेन इनहेरेंट एनिमी टू आइडिया ऑफ सोशलिज्म और कम्युनिज्म, एंड दैट आर रिलीजन, कैपिटलिज्म, ऑल दोस थिंग, ठीक. But Nagaland as a society, because of the missionary activity of Britishers, was by that time was very much Christian, मतलब Christianity dominated. So that's why there were various churches, and in the beginning they conducted certain violent activity over the certain मतलब churches, and there were heavy repercussion against those violent actions. And that's why even though they carried this socialist thing, but they made peace with the Christianity in the churches, and they said कि our greater goal is to establish a Christian Nagaland, or the Nagaland for the Christianity. That became their eventual goal. So then what happened, like fast forward in 1988, within NSCN also a split happened, and then came this NSCN-K, named after Khaplang, the leader, and NSCN-IN, IM, I for Isaac and Muiva. Now, after again among these NSCN, this was heavily influenced by this socialism, or you can say this individual Khaplang was much more extremist as compared to the Isaac and Muiva, and that's why this split happened. And in 1997, for the first time, a peace agreement or a ceasefire agreement was signed between NSCN, IEM, and Government of India. And then it took 20, how many years? 18 years. In 2015, they signed this Naga peace agreement. Now, what is the development? Now the situation is कि in 2019 they had this deadline कि they need to figure out the finer aspect. They need to figure out the finer aspect of Naga peace agreement कि what will happen. Like there were certain demands of these insurgent group. अच्छा इसमें Naga peace agreement में एक तो आपका major significant जो आपका stakeholder है, that is NSC and IM, and there another Naga NNPG. ठीक है. This NNPG basically is Naga National Political Group. Naga National Political Group. This is nothing but a club. मतलब Government of India is basically has clubbed various smaller organization into this one umbrella category. NNPG. ठीक है. Naga National Political Group. So currently these two are the on the table of Naga peace agreement. Now what happened ki there were three main contentious issue. Three contentions were there on behalf of NSC and IM, you can say, and first was a separate flag, second was a separate constitution, and third was territorial integrity for मतलब नागा इनहेबिटेड एरियाज. टेरिटोरियल इंटीग्रिटी वही होगा कि आपका ग्रेटर नागालैंड का कॉन्सेप्ट को एक्चुअलाइज करना. ठीक है. सो दीज थ्री वर द मेन बोन ऑफ कंटेंशन बिटवीन बेसिकली in order to finalize the Naga peace agreement. Now the news or the formally what is out there that the government of India and the peace interlocutor from the government of India and the NSC and IM has not been able to reach to a conclusive level, but there were reports in the month of first week of November that they to an extent they have reached to an outcome, and that is ki flag government said that you can have your own tribal flag or Naga identity based flag, but that will not be used any government organization or for any government purposes. You can use for culture purposes. जैसे in the rest of India also there are various spiritual religious organization जो कि अपना flag carry करते हैं, ठीक है, and they use those flags in various activities of those organizations. So that way Naga people can also use their own flag in socio-cultural activities. जैसे Hornbill Festival है, you can have that flag and you can display that, but you cannot have that flag on government institution जैसे कि Raj Bhavan या for official purposes. You cannot have that. For the constitution, again they said कि you can have a constitution which has provision about our socio-cultural practices, and the constitution basically means you can have certain set of guidelines to protect your identity, but you cannot compare that with the Constitution of India, and that cannot be compared officially. Okay? You can have a set of guidelines ki in order to protect and preserve the identity of Naga culture or Naga tribes. These are the certain aspirations, or these are the certain you can say ki legal, this is a certain legal framework that will preserve our own identity, but you cannot compare that with the constitution. You cannot call that a constitution. And for territorial integrity, government said ki we are a federal government, we cannot force anyone. And again, for the sake of greater Nagalim, आपको तो म्यांमार का area भी चाहिए. So we do not have the authority in that situation. And even in the case of Arunachal Pradesh, Assam and Manipur, we cannot force them. You talk to them. If those state and the government in those state agree to that, we can do that, but we cannot ignore them. We cannot ignore the community in Assam, Manipur and the Arunachal Pradesh. So that is the final thing, final position from government side. Okay. So again, अगर question की बात करें, so there can be from northeast region as such, most likely there will be, there should be a question in next year mains, because as such अभी northeast insurgency को लेकर नहीं आया कभी, ठीक है. नक्सलिज्म के ऊपर काफ़ी क्वेश्चन, जैसे इंसर्जेंसी एंड टेररिज्म के अगर ऊपर देखें तो अपने उसमें नक्सल, जम्मू एंड कश्मीर एंड नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न रीजन इंसर्जेंसी तीन ही रहते हैं. तो उसमें जम्मू एंड कश्मीर पे भी इस साल आ चुका है. नॉर्थ ईस्ट आपका नक्सलिज्म पे पहले कई बार आ चुका है. सो नॉर्थ ईस्ट इंसर्जेंसी इज वन थिंग जिस पर अभी नहीं आया है, एंड दिस इज अ वेरी सिग्निफिकेंट डेवलपमेंट एज यू कैन सी इफ यू गो बाई, इफ यू हैव अ लुक एट द हिस्ट्री. ठीक है. सो दिस इज दिस नागा पीस एग्रीमेंट. इफ इट गेट्स फॉर्मल signature and the formal recognition, then it will be a very significant development. So prepare this topic from that angle. Prelims के point of view से जो क्वेश्चन बन सकते हैं वो इसमें जैसे आपके दिए गए हैं, आप एक बार उनको देख सकते हैं. ये जो NSCN-K है, currently this NSCN-K is a banned organization under the UAPA Act. unlawful activity, this is a banned terrorist organization. And this is the same group जो आपने सुना होगा 2016 में जो एक स्ट्राइक फर्स्ट जो सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक हुई थी, जो हमने सुनी थी इन द ईस्टर्न एरिया, दैट वाज कंडक्टेड अगेंस्ट दिस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन NSCN-K, फर्स्ट मतलब सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक. ठीक है. So if there is anything in this news again that is not making sense to you, you can ask me now. Okay, now move on to the next news and the last news for today that relates to an attack on Kudankulam nuclear power plant. So this news again relates to the safety and security of critical infrastructure. ठीक है. So first of all, you should know what is a critical infrastructure. So critical infrastructure can be defined as any facility or any infrastructure or any organization or any system. System in a sense, आपका जैसे बैंकिंग सेटलमेंट, RTGS, NEFT और बैंकिंग सेटलमेंट जो आपका नेटवर्क है, ठीक है, all these are this internet services which are available, this is a critical infrastructure. ठीक है. ऑनलाइन बैंकिंग सेटलमेंट सिस्टम, दिस इज ए क्रिटिकल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर. आपका जैसे जो आधार इनेबल्ड सर्विसेज विच आर आउट देयर, ठीक है, ऑल दोज आर आपका क्रिटिकल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर. आपकी जो स्मार्ट ग्रिड, द पावर प्लांट्स, हाइड्रो पावर प्लांट्स एंड मतलब द ग्रिड विच कनेक्ट्स वेरियस सच पावर प्रोजेक्ट्स, दैट इज अ क्रिटिकल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर. क्रिटिकल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर इज एनी इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर जिस पर कि अगर कोई अटैक होता है तो दैट कैन डिस्टेबलाइज द सिक्योरिटी ऑफ नेशन. सिक्योरिटी मीन्स इकोनॉमिक सिक्योरिटी, पॉलिटिकल सिक्योरिटी, सोशल सिक्योरिटी, ऑल दोज. मतलब सिक्योरिटी हियर इज शुड नॉट बी लुक इनटू द फिजिकल एस्पेक्ट ओनली. द इकोनॉमिक सिक्योरिटी इज ऑल्सो देयर. अब जैसे आपका एयरपोर्ट्स हैं, IGIA is here, ठीक है, so international airport, if they someone can hack the airport controlling system, then it will be the outcome might be quite disastrous. ठीक है. आपकी मतलब there can be some physical accidents, and even if that doesn't happen, if there is a delay in the flight functioning of the airport, that will have economic repercussions. ठीक है. सो यहाँ पर जो सिक्योरिटी है दैट शुड नॉट बी लुक्ड इनटू ओनली एज अब जैसे जो ये वाला प्रोजेक्ट था कुडनकुलम न्यूक्लियर पावर प्रोजेक्ट, ठीक, सम डी ट्रैक बेसिकली दैट इज अ spyware. Spyware means a type of malware which get into your system and send the information, critical information about the functioning of that system to unintended individuals. ठीक है, अनइंटेंडेड डेस्टिनेशंस. तो दैट इज ए स्पाईवेयर. तो एंड सबसे क्रूशियल एंड क्रिटिकल बात जो यहाँ पर है कि इट वाज आइडेंटिफाइड बाय मतलब आउटसाइडर प्राइवेट एजेंसीज की सच काइंड ऑफ स्पाईवेयर इज एक्चुअली प्रेजेंट इन दी इन मतलब कुडनकुलम प्रोजेक्ट और इन अदर. नाउ दे हैव बीन रिपोर्ट्स की दिस D-Track spyware is also available in the financial systems, critical financial systems in our country. ठीक है. There is this Russian antivirus company, क्या तो नाम है उसका, Kaspersky कुछ, हाँ, Kaspersky, ठीक है. तो वो जो रशियन मतलब एंटीवायरस बनाने वाली कंपनी है, दे आर द वन हु gave this information ki you have this D-track spyware in your system. Initially they informed about the presence in the curriculum. Now they have given this. उसके बाद एक news ये भी आई थी कि now in the major financial services the presence of that spyware has been observed. तो अब इसके बारे में आपको एक तो क्रिटिकल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर क्या होता है ये पता होना चाहिए. Who are the responsible organization? तो कौन है क्रिटिकल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर की सेफ्टी के लिए? एनटीआरओ, मतलब बेसिकली एनटीआरओ, बट एनटीआरओ में भी स्पेसिफिकली एनसीआईआईपीसी, नेशनल साइबर, मतलब नेशनल क्रिटिकल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर प्रोटेक्शन सेंटर, दैट इज देयर इन दी एनटीआरओ. ठीक है, एनटीआरओ इज इन अंडर होम एनएसए. एनएसए रिपोर्ट्स टू पीएमओ. ठीक है, सो ये इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के बारे में आपको पता होना चाहिए. अपार्ट फ्रॉम फॉर द नॉन क्रिटिकल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, सर्ट इन, CERT, ठीक है, कंप्यूटर इमरजेंसी रिस्पॉन्स टीम. ठीक है, सर्ट इन इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर द नॉन क्रिटिकल अटैक. तो दैट इज व्हाट यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड हियर इन दिस, मतलब फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर न्यूज. इसके अलावा इसमें वही है कि अगर जैसे कि पिगेसस, दैट वाज इन न्यूज. ठीक है, तो ये सब नाम, ये स्पाईवेयर थे या ये मतलब वायरस थे या इस तरह के क्वेश्चन आ सकते हैं. आपको ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल सेटअप पता होना चाहिए, हु इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर दिस, एंड अल्टीमेटली दिस इज वन सेक्शन ऑफ ग्रेटर साइबर सिक्योरिटी. दैट्स ऑल इज देयर. इफ यू हैव एनी डाउट्स और एनी इश्यू विच इज, मतलब देन यू कैन आस्क मी. लिस्ट कौन जारी करती है? मतलब लिस्ट ऐसा जिसकी मुझे पता भी नहीं कि कोई ऐसी लिस्ट है, बट who is the one to identify and to pursue the to basically to ensure the security of that infrastructure, वो मैंने आपको बताया कि NCIPC, they are the one. So they must be deciding कि what is the, मतलब what are various critical infrastructure available in your country, because ultimately they are the one who are responsible to take care of those infrastructure. Okay then, thank you.